Now let us see in detail what is meant by clock divider. So clock divider is also called as frequency divider. That is, whenever frequency is getting reduced, time period will be increasing. Why? Because frequency is inversely proportional to time period. So if you are dividing frequency by 2, simply time period will get multiplied by 2. So coming to clock divider, which is also called as frequency divider. A clock divider generates a clock of higher period and lower frequency compared to the original source clock. A typical example of a clock divider is a 2-bit ripple counter. So let us try to understand this clock divider by using 2-bit ripple counter. So as we have seen, whenever frequency is getting reduced, time period will be increasing. Let us try to understand it by using an example of 2-bit ripple counter. So it contains two flip-flops, flip-flop 1 and flip-flop 2. For this circuit, if a period of a clock at the input of the first flip-flop is 10 nanosecond, so at clock I am applying 10 nanosecond time period I am taking, then waveform generated at the least significant bit is divided by 2. So here it will get divided by 2 and I will get the time period as 20 nanosecond. And again, the signal which passes from least significant bit is applied as a clock to flip-flop 2, and the output that I get at most significant bit will again divided by 2, so it becomes 40 nanosecond. So overall it is divided by 4. So you can see here, for the same design, the waveform at the most significant bit is divided by 4, which means it has a period of 40 nanosecond. So whenever you are taking the initial time period as 10 nanosecond, at least significant bit it is getting divided by 2, and again it is getting divided by 2. So I am getting 20 nanosecond as time period at least significant bit and 40 nanosecond as time period at most significant bit. The same thing you can see in the example. This particular waveform you can see here. So here clock divider means frequency divider. Frequency is getting reduced means time period is getting increased. Now let us try to understand the waveform. So initially I am taking 10 nanosecond at clock. So it is getting divided by 2 at least significant bit. I am getting time period of 20 nanosecond. So here it is divided by 2. So whenever frequency is getting divided by 2, time period will get multiplied by 2. So that's why when I am taking 10 nanosecond at the clock, it is becoming twice, that is 10 nanosecond into 2, which is 20 nanosecond. And again, after passing through flip-flop number 2, it is again getting multiplied by 2. So this 20 nanosecond will become 40 nanosecond. So here it will become 40 nanosecond. So that's why it is divided by 4. Whenever frequency is getting divided by 4, time period is getting multiplied by 4. So this is the example of 2-bit ripple counter. If you take an example of 1-bit ripple counter, it will function as divided by 2. If you are taking 2-bit, it will function as divided by 4. Now let us see how to write the constraint for it. So you can see here, create clock hyphen period 10. Here 10 indicates the initial 10 nanoseconds of time period that we are taking, followed by name CLK, get ports CLK. So if you have not understood how we are writing this create clock, please check my first video on create clock. Next, we have to write generated clock at least significant bit and most significant bit. Create generated clock hyphen name least significant bit hyphen source. From where it is coming from? It is coming from CLK. So that's why we should write it as get underscore ports followed by CLK. Now we are dividing the frequency, so that's why I am using the switch called as hyphen divided by 2. So factor is 2. Next, I am applying it at this particular pin. So if you take any flip-flop, so it will have the following pins. This is D pin, this is Q pin, this is CK, that is clock pin. So as we are applying this at this point, this should be written as flip-flop 1 output pin is Q, that is pin. So get pins flip-flop 1 Q. If it is not clear, let us try for most significant bit now. So create generated clock hyphen name is most significant bit hyphen source. Now what is the source? This is a source, right? So where it is coming from? It is coming from flip-flop 1 Q pin. So this is a pin. So that's why we need to write it as get underscore pin followed by flip-flop 1 is the instance name and Q is the pin. Q is the pin of D flip-flop. Next, factor, that is divided by 2. Where this is present? This is presented flip-flop to Q pin. So this is flip-flop to Q pin. So that's what I've written it here. So let me make it simple. So here this should be written as flip-flop 1 Q and this will be flip-flop 2 Q. So for least significant bit, this is source, and for most significant bit, this is source. So this is how we need to write the constraint for create generated clock. Now the same thing we can try by using edges. So hyphen edges, first one is rising edge, falling edge, and this is a rising edge. So you remember this point, this should be first edge of the next clock period. So again this point will be same. Initially we need to apply clock here, so that will be done by using create clock hyphen period 10 hyphen name clock and get port CLK. Now we need to write create generated clock for least significant bit and most significant bit. Now we are doing this by using switch called as hyphen edges. So create generated clock, hyphen name is least significant bit, and hyphen source, from where it is coming from, it is coming from the clock. So it becomes get underscore port CLK. Now hyphen edges. So take reference between these two. So for least significant bit, this is the rising edge, this is falling edge, and this is rising edge. So here this first rising edge is coming at 1. You have to take it with respect to clock, and this falling edge is with respect to this one, so it is 3. This rising edge is with respect to 5. So here edges will be 1, 3 and 5. So that's what I have written here, 1, 3 and 5, and this is nothing but flip-flop 1 Q pin. So get pins flip-flop 1 Q. Be clear with this. This is get pins, this is get ports. There is difference between pins and ports. Now let us write for most significant bit. Create generated clock hyphen name most significant bit hyphen source. So now this is the source, right? So this is nothing but this is coming from flip-flop 1 Q. So this becomes get pins. So get pins flip-flop 1 Q and hyphen edges. So for most significant bit, it is with respect to LSB. As I am taking source is nothing but FF1 Q, so it is least significant bit is the source. So check the rising edge and falling edge with respect to least significant bit. So this is rising edge, this is falling edge. So this rising edge with respect to LSB is 1 and falling edge is at 3. So that's why hyphen edges is 1, 3. And the next one will come somewhere around here. So it is nothing but 5. Always make sure here odd number of edges we need to give. That is first one should be rise, fall and rise. Here this is important. This should be first edge of next clock period. And where we are applying this most significant bit, this is at flip-flop to Q pin. So get pin flip-flop to Q. Now let us write create generated clock command for most significant bit. Now it is with respect to clock. So here name is MSB, hyphen source is get ports CLK. Now here source is nothing but this one, CLK. Let us see the edges with respect to CLK. So for most significant bit, we are checking edges with respect to CLK. So this is rising edge, this is falling edge. So with respect to CLK, this is 1, this is 5. So that's what I have written here, 1, 5, and the next one will come around at 9. And where we are applying this, this is flip-flop number 2 Q. So that's why get pin flip-flop to Q. So this is how we need to write create generated clock with respect to edges.